Meghan, Meghan, Meghan. She is the gift that keeps on giving. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about two things. One, the recent Paris trip to Paris Fashion Week, where she has supported Balenciaga. We're going to get into that and all the rumours that are coming about, and I'm going to break down the rumours and get to the truth. And also that now infamous video where she has filmed herself driving through Paris. Nothing wrong with that, but it's where she videoed. So we're going to get into that too. So if you're like me and you want to get to the truth of what is really going on, not just about clickbait, gossip, rumours, it's actually facts, then this could be the channel for you. If you've enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button before you leave. And also think about subscribing if you haven't already, because it does help the algorithm and tells YouTube I'm a channel worth keeping. If you're still here, welcome. Go grab your drink of choice, sit back, relax as we get into some tea with a little bit of therapeutic knowledge. So, hey everyone, most of you know by now, unless you're new here, my name is Ems, I'm a qualified UK therapist, and I've used my over 20 years experience where I've studied body language, behaviour, understanding how people think and feel, getting to the truth of what is really going on. So, Meghan, I have to wrestle with who am I really angry with when I see the videos and the things that come out in regards to her, because is this a surprise that she's doing this? No, I called this. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I called this from the beginning when she started as ever. I said, and I've probably got videos somewhere where it shows that I did, that she's wanted to get into fashion. You can tell this by the interviews that she's done where she's dropped that in of like, oh, well, you'd think I'd be in fashion, but that's just not for me. We know that's always what it's been. Her envy of Catherine, her envy of Victoria Beckham, the Kardashians. She wants to be in the same league, monetary wise, fame wise, as those. I mean, it's never going to happen in my opinion, but that's what she wants and that's what she believes. So in my opinion, she's used as ever jam making, spread making, wine, flour sprinkles to create a brand, lying and making it seem on paper that she sells her product, she sells out, she's a brand that people should want to get in bed with, because I'm not literally, but I mean, I'm not saying anything. But yeah, so to me, she's grooming and grifting behind the scenes, which is why when she does her podcast and she talks about things, she only has people on that could benefit her. So when she did the one on Spotify, I think she was attempting to get into the movie industry. So if you look, she only really had people that were connected to that. And now when she's got this one, she's got millionaires, people that are business owners. So she can pick their brain or probably get them to invest in her brand. And that's what she does. Now, whether or not one of them has been suckered into it, I don't know. Possibly, who knows? But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, so she's turned up in Paris. Clearly feels safe enough to go to Paris, but not the UK. And of all of the fashion houses that she could potentially support, but I'm possibly guessing that maybe this was the only one that she got the invite to, was Balenciaga. Now, I'm just going to give you this video here just quickly because it's going to show you how many fashion houses were there for Paris Fashion Week. So I'm just going to give you this now. So this is the official calendar of all of the fashion houses that were there. Every single one of them, and you can see some really big names, etc. But this shows, like I've said, out of all of the people that she could have got an invite, because a lot of it does say invitation only, Balenciaga is the only one that she goes to. So if you look, scrolling at all the like fashion houses that are being showcased for Paris Fashion Week, if we get to the 3rd of or the 4th of October, so we're seeing all these big names. Some I've not heard of, to be fair. But Victoria Beckham is in there. And then we get to the 4th. And we've got Vivienne Westwood, Hermes, Florentina, and Balenciaga. But look at the fact that all of these big ones, and the fact that you've got Victoria Beckham, who's literally got her own fashion line, and then you've got all of these, Valentino, Jean Paul Gaultier, McQueen. You know, it's not just one. There's so many. Chanel. All like what I would call like the really, really big names. People that, Pierre Cardin, you know, all there. And Meghan goes to Balenciaga. So of all the names that she could have gone to, that's the one she goes to. The one that's the most controversial. Probably the one that probably needed some column inches in the media. But yeah, all of these, and also the fact that Anna Wintour was pictured next to Victoria Beckham. So she had her own show at Passion Week, Paris Fashion Week. Yeah, I see you, Meghan. I know exactly what you're doing. So as you can see, there's a lot. And yet the only one that Meghan goes to is Balenciaga. So she's coming out stating, or there's sort of sources that come out stating that she was friends or is friends with, now I do apologise if I say his name wrong, Pier Paolo Piccola. Oh, I'm not even going to actually attempt it, but I'll put his name up here. But you can see by the greeting that these two are not friends. But this is what is always put out, that, you know, she was invited because he's friends. What I probably gather is that she has worn his designs before. When he used to work for Valentino, she did wear his designs before. So what I'm guessing is that she's secured an invite. It's interesting that she hasn't turned up for anybody else except Balenciaga. Now, we know the controversy. Now, this woman, in my opinion, should never, ever, ever utter the words out of her lips that she supports and tries to protect children. We all know that that's BS anyway, but this is another, in my opinion, bit of proof that she just will align with whatever gets her the grift, whatever gets her column inches, whatever gets her money, whatever it is, she will do whatever it takes. And we've seen this really, it's not really a surprise. So Balenciaga, if people don't know, the scandal that was, I think, 2023, was when Balenciaga put out a fashion, these pictures of young children. And all I'll say to you is Google, because I don't want to put the picture up here because I just think it's so disgusting and distasteful that I don't want to put that up here. But you've only got to Google Balenciaga scandal and see what they did. And these children there were fluffy teddy bears that were in the shoot, and they were basically dressed in BDSM. There was huge outrage about this, to the point where the director at the time made an apology. Now, to me, I think the only reason he apologized was because he got called out on it and didn't quite expect the backlash, because that's the way it goes. So there was a public apology, and this guy has now taken over in that person's place. So to me, you are somebody that is also still representing the royal family. You may not be a working royal, but you still hold royal titles. So as someone that holds a royal title, you are supporting publicly a company that, in my opinion, did something that's attached to in, because they were child models. You know, there's no other, you know, and I would actually like to question where the parents were. I guess clearly money is the only thing that matters to parents who want to put their children in things like this. But what's very interesting is that her photographer friend, Miss Anne Harriman, actually spoke out about this. And I'm going to show you the video now.
So I've had a lot of messages saying you need to see what's going on with Balenciaga. I have, and as a photographer that's worked with many brands in the fashion industry, I'm utterly horrified, and I'm angry. I know how many steps you go through as a photographer to get the client to approve images. I know how many adult eyes have to look at images for them to be printed, especially for a retail campaign where you're selling the product online. This gift shop shoot by Balenciaga is abhorrent. And those babies, those children who were not protected, I don't know where the parents were, but I do know that those children were not protected, so you could sell your products. The fashion industry needs to do something about this. The owner of Balenciaga, caring all the way up to the CEO, to the owner, Francois Pinault, need to do something about this. The idea that any products for children are being sold now on the website of Balenciaga is an affront to those children that were not protected. This is unacceptable, and I don't care if I never shoot for anyone in this industry again. Children we're talking about. To my friends that have any contacts in the fashion industry, do the right thing and speak to the people that can do something about this. An Instagram apology, and yes, we're investigating, is not enough. This is an alarm for the industry. Where are we going? Where our most precious are being used for what? At what cost? No. Unacceptable.
So, as you can see in the video, he calls to his celebrity friends, people in the industry, to speak out about this. And yet here we have Meghan Markle supporting Balenciaga. Now, okay, we can say, well, it's a different guy that's taken over from the one that did this, but there is still the association of all the people that she could support, I guess, or turn up to. That's the one that she chooses. And I think that she's doing, in my opinion, and I've said this again from the word go, I think that she's trying to get into fashion. I think she wants her own clothing line, and I think she believes that she can get one. I'm not going to say too much on that because I try not to go into the realms of attacking a woman's appearance, because I do find that slightly, well, it's just, I suppose, given my background. But she doesn't dress well for her frame. She doesn't understand her frame, her body, and I don't think she particularly listens to people. I'm going to say the outfit that she wore wasn't the best. Obviously, a lot of people have come out making their own opinions about it, and most of them I kind of agree with. I don't really understand why she wears something like this. I mean, she's to be fair, I think she's looking very gaunt. She didn't look particularly happy, and I think it's very questionable that this is the company that she supports. So I think that, again, she's trying to be as controversial as possible to goad and bait the royal family. I truly believe that, and Harry as well. And I'm going to get to that in a bit. But then we also have had coming out, and we've seen the cult squad are out and about again, the yawn, boring. But of course, they're coming out saying, you know, she's friends with Anna Wintour, you know, they were seen together. And I don't understand. I mean, well, no, I do. I do understand why they don't use their critical thinking, because it's just not there. Anyone knows, especially in the fashion industry, for the most part, they're very pretentious. And this is also being filmed, right? So you've got this, and I've got the footage. So you've got basically Meghan walking with her head down. Now, I think she's clocked Anna Wintour before this. Now, also, I want to also mention that she's dragged Marcus Anderson to this as well. And I think Marcus Anderson is like a security blanket for her. I think she brings him along to things because it's interesting that Harry's not there with her, but Marcus gets reeled out. So I think that he's kind of a buffer for her. So he's like a security blanket. But for the whole thing, she never introduces him. He's like walking along like he's a bodyguard, but he's actually her friend. Well, whatever he is. But so you see her in the footage. So she walks along. She's got her head down. There's this camera that's sort of walking alongside. Now, we know that Meghan normally loves the camera, but I think that she's trying to change her image again. So we have seen that she watches probably how other people behave, like Victoria Beckham, etc., who don't literally look at the camera every 5 minutes. And she's been slammed for this before. So she's learning. So she's thinking, right, okay, so if I want to move into the fashion industry, I've now got to start behaving like some of the people that are in the fashion industry. And this is what she does. She mimics and she mirrors people's behavior. So she's got her head down. She just happens to look up and sees Anna Wintour. Now, if you watch slowly, and I've slowed it down, you just slightly see a jaw clench. And I think this is because she knows the truth. She knows that Anna Wintour probably doesn't really like her, but she's also not someone that is going to make a show in public. So with Meghan making a beeline for her, setting up the shot, setting up the footage to make it seem like these two are fine. But you've only got to look at Anna Wintour's behaviour, and it's difficult to see an awful lot because she's wearing her glasses, which she's famous for. But when Meghan turns to say hello to the other people, you can see Anna just looks away. She's not invested in her. So, you know, if this was someone that's friends, there would be warmth, there would be something. But you see Anna just being very civil. And she doesn't introduce Marcus. So even though Anna's introducing her to the two people that she's talking with, Meghan doesn't introduce Marcus. This just shows you how she really does view him. It's like she's above him, even though, you know, originally he was in far bigger circles than her. But of course, now she's the Duchess. Then she's obviously someone that's just like, no, you know, you are beneath me now. But you can just see the coldness, in my opinion. So Anna is just being civil. But of course, to the cult squad, they will literally find anything to make it seem. And it did make me laugh because one of the people that I follow on Instagram, is it Harry's got Markled, I think the name is, found it's a screenshot of something that I think they put up on Twitter. And the cult squad are literally like, you know, I'm so done with the haters. You know, Meghan and Anna are absolutely fine together. Look, here's a snapshot of them together. Oh, well, that proves it then. And then not only that, they asked I have to say, is it GPT? Oh, I never remember. Chat AI, anyway, of who is the most, successful royal, or who is the most something royal. And of course, the AI answered Meghan Markle, apparently. And I just had to laugh because I was like, you're that desperate to find something redeemable about her that not only will you just make up a scenario that Meghan potentially orchestrated, in my opinion, to get the shot, because we know that that's what she does. We've seen it before where she's gone into a restaurant where there's a celebrity and she orchestrates herself walking alongside them or walking out with them to make it seem like they're friends when they're not. So we know she does this. This is her MO. But to then ask an AI who they believe is the most whatever they said, that's ludicrous to me. They're so desperate for her to be successful that they make things up. To me, in my opinion, she orchestrated that. She saw her and made a beeline for her. The thing is, Anna Wintour is very good friends with Victoria Beckham. There's a photograph of her sitting with her family, and this is the photograph. Now, what I would imagine is that Anna Wintour is professional and she is somebody that is a big name in the industry. So Meghan knows that. And so to get this shot is going to create people to think that her and Anna are fine. Potentially people in the industry are going to think that. but they're not. I think she's just being civil because Victoria Beckham and Meghan do not like each other. Well, I say that, but I think that it's more, Victoria probably doesn't give her the time of day, doesn't even really think about her. But obviously Anna Wintour is going to know this. So she's going to be loyal to her friends. And so she's going to be loyal to Victoria Beckham. So bumping into her and just being civil and saying, oh, you look nice, darling. I mean, to me, that just sounds very patronising. And if you look, they're also sort of looking down at her as well. And you know, when you ever bumped into somebody, another girl, and they start eyeing you up and down? Well, that's bitchy. So I think that they were potentially possibly looking at her outfit kind of thinking, what are you wearing? But I mean, I'm just guessing where that's concerned. And that is gossipy, and I get that. But when you're looking at it practically, these two are not friends. I don't believe she's even friends with the director, the new guy. I think that she's orchestrated an invite and she's turned up. So, but I think the biggest thing for me is that this is disgusting. This, I mean, it shows you really that of all the fashion houses that she could have, she could have supported or that would have secured the big names in a sense, not interested. She didn't turn up for any of those. It was just Balenciaga. So possibly for them, they wanted some PR. So that's why they allowed her to come along. And of course they got the PR because most people are talking about it. But we also have the fact that Prince William has just come out and done this interview, and I think it was a really quite a charming interview. But of course he's getting attention. Harry has just recently got some attention, so Meghan can't have that. She can't have the royal family getting attention. So to me, this is suddenly bring the attention back to me again. And that's what I think all of this is about. I think this is her also baiting the royal family. Everything that she does, and I've said this from the word go, that's the whole reason for her going on Instagram, is that she wants to control what she puts out. So she wants to use that to troll and bait the royal family. And she does it to Harry. And I've said this before, she does not like or respect her husband. And yeah, so this is what I think this is. So now we're going to get into, so just before I get into part 2, where I discuss the footage, I just want to remind everybody, please to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I also just want to say thank you to the people that joined into my live. I really do appreciate you. It was so much fun. And I have decided that I am going to be doing one once a month for the moment. I might do more, but for now it's once a month. And so if you miss this one, then please don't worry. I will be doing it once a month, and I will try and do different times so other people can join that weren't able to. But yeah, it was really great and I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much. But also just to clarify, because I saw that people were confused, I mentioned this on the live, but I will reiterate again. When I said my channel is dying, a lot of people were confused about this because of the fact that I've got 95,000 subscribers. So to people that's like, well, your channel's not dying. But I don't think people realise it's not the subscribers. As much as I appreciate the subscribers that join and support my channel, of course I do. And it does matter to me in a sense because, it shows that there are so many of you that want to support what I do. And of course, when you get to 100,000, you do get the plaque. But it's the views. The views are what matter, really, when it comes to the monetary stuff. So when I say my channel is dying, it meant really because the views have plummeted. Now, I understand that some people say, well, people have got Harry and Meghan fatigue. I get that. And you make allowances for that. But I need to get the views because most of you know that I run the free therapy program. The money that I earn from YouTube on all counts, on my BITESIZE Tea channel and on this channel, go towards my free therapy program. All the donations that I get, everything goes to that. So this is why I bang on about it. This is why I bang on about, please subscribe, please like, please, support in other ways, because I'm very passionate about this program. I have worked with a lot of people, but unfortunately, if I don't get the views, I don't get the money, and then I cannot take on any more. And then it comes to a standstill. I'm still working with people and I still take on, when one finishes, I still take on, another one. But if my channel keeps dropping views and my money, my money has gone down by half to what I was earning. And yes, you can earn a considerable amount on YouTube, but I don't earn a lot, believe it or not. And so I do rely on the donations, and I do rely on the coffee fund, etc., for people that support what I do. Without that, I can't do it, because what will then have to happen is I will have to take on more private paid clients, which then means I don't have the time to then run YouTube, and I don't have the time then to do my free therapy program, because I have bills to pay. So my private clients pay my bills. This pays for my free therapy program. So just to clarify that, because I know that some people seemed confused because I saw it in the comments. So this is what I mean by please support, like, watch, subscribe, do what you can, you know, to obviously support this. And it doesn't have to be monetary. Liking, watching and subscribing isn't monetary. So that means a lot to me. Sharing my videos isn't monetary. If, you know, I understand that times are hard. So I'm not asking everyone to join up as a member or the coffee fund, etc. If you can, that's great. But if you can't, and all you can do is watch these videos, then that I really do appreciate that. And so I am desperate to keep this going, because this means a lot to me. I'm very passionate about this. You know, in doing this, it's shown what a need there is for this to be there. And I don't want it to die. So that's what I'm asking you. So thank you for listening. And I hope that that clarifies it. Now I'm going to get into part 2, where I discuss that footage. Right. So it's come out that there is some footage where Meghan has filmed herself driving along in a limousine. Now, I know some of you have seen it already, but for those of you who haven't, I'm going to put the video up here now, and then we're going to talk about it. So, of course, there's mixed things about this, because some people have stated that this is nowhere near where Princess Diana died. However, I disagree, because if you break down the footage, you can see that it is the same bridge. It's going along the same route, plus the fact Meghan actually stayed in a hotel that was about 3-minute drive from where Princess Diana died. I do apologise, I don't know how to pronounce this. So is it Place de Lama? But this is in the district of, it's at the north end of Paris, and the code is 75008. So that's where she passed away, where the crash happened. So Meghan's hotel is called the Hotel Plaza de Athene, but I'm going to put the picture up here of the hotel. Now that's where she was staying. It's one of the city's most luxurious streets to stay, basically. And it's 25 Avenue Monta, again, put the address up there. And it's in the same district, 75008. It is in this exact same district. Now, bearing in mind, when you Google, and I'll put the map up here, it is literally a 10 to 15 minute walk, a 3-minute drive. So she was incredibly close to that area. So for the people, her cult squad saying she was nowhere near, yes, she was. Yes, she was. And you've only got to look at the footage, and you've only got to look at photographs in the daylight of the bridge of where she was driving. It's the same. Also, you've also got to look at the fact, why there? So if this was nothing to do with anything, why show that little clip of her driving in that moment, which shows that this is very near the tunnel? What's the point? She could have filmed anywhere in Paris, Eiffel Tower. Who films that section for what? It's not like she's slowed down and she's just showing things. It's like it's a moving vehicle, and it's like less than a minute long, this footage. And so what it shows is her driving towards, she's driving the same, I think to the west. So she's driving towards, and I'm guessing that she's going back to the hotel. So she is in the same vicinity, but she films herself. She doesn't film herself outside the hotel. She doesn't film herself anywhere else, but she films herself driving the same route. Then she pans to her just putting her feet up on the thing, which is so utterly distasteful anyway, shows the entitlement, but shows that she's what this is basically saying it is, I'm driving this same route and I'm chill and I'm relaxed about it. Now, the various things that I've seen where, again, her cult squad are saying it was nowhere near, people are making this up, they're not, it is. And the fact the media have picked up on it as well. So the media is now starting to gain traction with this as well. So if we're all saying it and the media are saying it, then who are we likely to believe? The cult squad or people like us? And like I say, the footage is there. So, but then she's showing that she's all chill about it and it's absolutely fine. So then ask yourself, why? Firstly, why are you staying in a hotel that's literally 3-minute drive from the place where your mother, of all the places where you could have decided to stay, you choose to stay at a place that is 3 minutes away. And I think this again is plausible denial. I think in her sick and twisted mind, she wanted to do this. And I think that she's done this to not only get at William, but also Harry, because she's put this out publicly. So what sick and twisted mind decides to put out footage of filming, in a sense, the same journey? So this is going to, in a sense, pique that trigger of, this is the journey my mother took before she died. She is a very, very sociopathic, psychopathic woman, in my opinion, to do that. She knows exactly what she's doing. But again, it comes down to plausible deniability, because, you know, it's easy then to go, well, I didn't know, but she knows exactly what she's doing. Nobody in their right mind who supposedly loves their husband is not only going to stay in a hotel that's right near, because say if she's calling him and he's saying, oh, where are you staying? Oh yeah, no, I'm staying 3 minutes away from where your mother died. Nobody would do that. So to me, that's intentional, because then she knows that she can drive the same route that Princess Diana. This is how sick this woman really is. Then to film that, because what I saw was someone said to me on my Instagram, because I put it up on my Instagram, someone said, well, maybe she's just showing Harry that she's driving the same way, but she's okay. Well, okay, I get that. But firstly, why? Why would you be filming yourself? You would be on the phone. You'd be on the phone. If you're so loved up with your husband and he's worried, firstly, like I say, I go back to why would you want to stay near that area anyway? But say for argument's sake, say that was the only hotel she could possibly stay in. You would be on the phone. You wouldn't be filming yourself. You'll be on the phone saying, look, you know, I want to just keep you on the phone just to let you know in case you're worried. We're driving through the tunnel now, or we're driving near it. I'm fine, just to let you know. And that would be it. No, she's filmed herself, then filmed herself relaxing with her feet up on the couch, on the chairs, on the seats, and then puts it out on public social media. Like I said, who would do that if you actually loved your husband? You know that that is potentially going to create a trigger. It could possibly, even if the person's worked on themselves, say William's worked on himself, that is still going to do something, and she knows it. This is not just about the royal family. This is not just about William. She is trolling Harry, hence why she took Marcus Anderson. I think that she knows. We had this when William was over here for the coronation. She suddenly went on a hike with Marcus Anderson. I think there's something between something happened possibly between Harry, Meghan and Marcus Anderson, and she reels him out as a way to rein Harry in. Now, recently, we've had Harry going to Ukraine. We've had Harry doing things, looking very happy without her. All of a sudden, here she is now making things about her, supporting Balenciaga, which is really a terrible, terrible look for the royal family, in my opinion, because even though they're not working royals, it's still association. The royal family cannot afford to keep getting bad press, and she knows that. So she knows exactly what she's doing. Not only that, she takes Marcus Anderson with her. So I think that this is another thing where it's like trying to rein Harry back in again. It's like, stop doing what you're doing, play the game, and stop trying to distance yourself from me, because I will expose you. And if you look at the things that she does intentionally. Like, I even believe the twerking video. I think the twerking video was not some video that she put out making it seem like, oh, look how amazing we are, we're such a lovely couple, and I'm twerking. I think, again, because it brought up so much scrutiny in regards to the fake pregnancy, I think she does it on purpose. She does things to bait the media to expose the truth. Because if she does, then exposing the truth, she can come out as the ultimate victim. The royal family forced me to do this. She knows that they're not going to clap back with anything. Although I will say the grey suits was brilliant, but they don't actually publicly say anything. And she knows that. So she feels a bit safe in what she's doing. She feels safe in all of the things that she does. And this is when I think it's got to be, stop this now, because it is not enough to keep saying, to keep silent about her, to keep silent about the things that she does. It is showing that the royal family is weak, in my opinion. And I mean, I'm not exactly sure what they can do, because I know it has to come from the government, and I get that, but something does need to be done. They're still on the royal website. You've got these two that are on the royal website that are literally just doing what they want when they want. You know, we recently had Princess Anne going to Ukraine. Where was the coverage? But when Harry went, when he wasn't really supposed to be anything connected to anything, he overshadowed Yvette Cooper going, and it was her first trip there, and we got coverage. But he's not a working royal. But when Princess Anne goes, nothing. Nothing. And this is what I mean. It's like the mainstream media are so busy covering these two that they're neglecting the royals. And so if they stopped doing that and actually started showing some loyalty to our actual royal family, then we would probably have more and more people seeing what they do, seeing the good that they do. Then what's going on here? You know, why are you not calling? Where's the calling her out? Because even though the media are picking up on this footage, disgusting footage that she did, where's the outrage? Where's the calling her out for the Balenciaga? When Kim Kardashian supported them, there was outrage everywhere. Rightfully so, but there was. So where's the outrage for the fact that Meghan, who is still connected to the royal family, is supporting a company that has shown the most, in my opinion, abhorrent pictures of children in ways that should not be shown? Where's the outrage? It's just nothing. It's like, oh, look, Meghan looks so glamorous. Meghan looks so lovely. And this is what I mean. This is what she wants. And if you didn't have people like myself covering this, that is what you'd be left with. You know, I understand that people get frustrated and they get sick and tired of Harry and Meghan, but supporting channels like mine and others who discuss the truth, it's important to keep us here, because without us, you are left with the lies. You are left with whatever the agenda is that's going on behind the scenes of what's going on here. It's people like us that expose the truth. Now, I'm sure there's more to this. I'm sure there is, but this is what I'm seeing. You know, she is not friends with these people. She knows how to grift. That is the one thing I will give her, is that she knows how to grift, this woman. She knows how to align herself to get the photo opportunities to make it look as if she's successful, but she's not. You know, she's pretty much doing the same things that she was, well, I'd say pretty much doing when she had the TIG. She was turning up to fashion events, etc. The only difference being is that because she's a member of the royal family, she's getting the coverage. If you take that away, I can guarantee you that she will not get as much coverage as what she does now. It's the royal connection that is giving her the platform, if you like. But this is what she's doing. And people need to wake up and see this is what she's doing. Stop giving her the coverage. Stop the mainstream media. Stop promoting this woman, because in a sense, you're promoting someone who is willing to bully, to lie, to grift, to hurt multiple people, families, etc., to get what she wants. And it's showing how sick our world really is. When we're putting people like that on a pedestal, but people that are actually doing good in the world get nothing. When you are filming yourself driving the same route as your late mother-in-law, who died horrifically, there is something seriously wrong with your brain. There is something fundamentally gone. But that to me is just absolute proof, concrete proof. And she filmed that on purpose, knowing exactly what she was doing to trigger, whether it's William or Harry or both. That's what she's done. She knows what she's doing. Nothing is by chance. She is, like I say, she's a sociopath. She's got psychopathic tendencies, because nobody in their right mind would film that kind of footage and put it out publicly. Well, you wouldn't even film that footage anyway, in my opinion. So yes, something does have to be done, and it angers me that nothing is being done. Let's say they're still on the Royal website. They need to go. They need to go. Yeah, but that's just my thoughts and opinions. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think is really going on? You know, let me know, because as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of the week. Of course, I will see you in another video this week where I will be also discussing Harry. So, and I know I get it. So of course, some stuff has come out about Harry, so I'm going to be talking about that. So don't forget to please head across to my Bite-Size Tea channel, where I will be covering other things over there, other celebrities discussing body language and behaviour. If you have any ideas and tips of who you would like me to talk about, please drop them over there and let me know. You can email me as always. Don't forget, if you don't want to drop anything in the comments, if you have something to discuss with me. And I will see you in the next one. Yeah, so that's it. So as always, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But I love you. I appreciate you. But most of all, I respect you. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah.